didn't predict that coming, did you? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night.
Camel.
Turkey. And joining me is the Bandhammer.
Howdy, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
How are you doing?
I am good.
How are things?
There are things.
Are you ready to eat?
And junk and stuff, no.
I mean, it's Thanksgiving. Probably need to be ready to eat.
I know. I still got to finish cooking.
But then you'll be ready to eat.
Tomorrow.
The eating is the part that's important. Okay. All right. How are you guys doing? Are you ready for Thanksgiving? Do you got it going on? Are you cooking right now? Are you getting the deviled eggs ready? You get your hands out of the deviled eggs. I know you're trying, but you got to keep them for tomorrow. If you don't eat them all tonight, you'll have some for tomorrow. All right. Who's first in chat? Soph is first in chat. Hi, Soph. Long time no see. How are you? How are things? Soph says, God bless you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sorry that I haven't been on here for a little bit. I had to look after my mom. Is that past tense, present tense, or currently? But you get a gold star anyway. Here's your gold star. Amanda.
There's your gold star, Soph. And hi, Soph. And hi, Untethered Live family. Happy hump day.
Camel.
Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
Turkey. I'm ready to eat. I thought we'd been through this.
Yeah, I'm ready to eat too, I guess.
Eat.
Sleep in and then eat.
Sleep and eat. That's it. Lots of sleeping and lots of eating.
I get to go help cook, though.
Yes. Don't feel bad. I have to entertain while you're cooking.
Well.
But that's okay. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Soph, are you ready for Thanksgiving? In another country that doesn't probably do Thanksgiving? I keep forgetting that the world is different outside of the U.S. Soph says, hey, Amanda. Judy's here. She says, hey, Soph. Hi, Judy. Happy Thanksgiving. Judy says, hey, Amanda and Jake. Hello. How art thou?
Hi, Judy.
Are you ready to eat?
Jake don't care. He's just ready to eat.
Get them cornbread and biscuits. Turkey. It's the only time of the year that you get to fill your plate up like a volcano and nobody looks at you weird. And Judy says, number 4, Mabel. Hello, Mabel. Mabel's here. She says, ciao, everyone. Hi, Mabel. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Mabel and Hannah.
Happy Thanksgiving. Do you guys do Thanksgiving in Canada? I don't know.
I think they do something up there.
Maybe
but
something.
Yeah, I think they do something, but I don't know if it's Thanksgiving necessarily. At least not all the traditional things like we do.
Right. Well, I mean, that was from the Pilgrims coming over to Plymouth Rock and all of that. Indians and blankets and no, not the blankets. Something else. Quick. Maize and turkey. Yes, let's not talk about the blankets. That was before. Just now. Friendly. Got buckles on my shoes. Making a turkey on some black paper. We're all good now, right? Okay, let's eat. Whew. That could have been bad. Krakatoa. What? I wonder where all the people went.
Uh-huh.
This is the church. This is the steeple. Look, there's an Indian. Krakatoa. What? Ooh, we get all the turkey.
Get all the turkey and needs all of his feathers.
Judy says, hey, Mabel and Hannah. Amanda says,
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, too.
happy Thanksgiving to all of you, too. Two?
Yeah, also.
Has anyone else said happy Thanksgiving?
Not but that till that point, no.
So you're talking to me?
I'm talking to everybody.
But you have a microphone.
I was talking to everybody in the chat.
Okay. Also,
And
Mabel says, Hannah says hi, and thank you, Amanda and Judy. And happy Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving to you American people. American friends. Yeah, I didn't think you did Thanksgiving up there. But y'all do something, right? I mean, it's some kind of gathering. at some point. Not necessarily November-ish. Definitely not pilgrimish. Whatever. It's time to eat. We can all eat. We can agree on that, right?
Yes.
Right. Mabel says, how are you tonight, Jake? I am fantastic. Happy, excited, and ready to eat. I think we've been through this.
Jake just cares about the food.
Amber says, good evening, friends. Hart, how's everyone doing today? Hart, hi, Amber. Happy Thanksgiving. Soph says, I missed you guys so much. Well, we missed you too, Soph. We've been thinking about you. I'm glad you're doing okay. Soph says, I'm all right. How are you, Amber? Well, that was oddly specific.
Hi, Amber.
Soph says, my mom's not doing well, guys, at all. Yeah, that's to be expected, honey. It's going to get worse. Stay strong. You'll make it. You'll do fine. We'll be here to talk you through it. Mabel says, ciao, Amber. And Judy says, hey, Amber. John Nuggets here. He says, happy Thanksgiving to everyone around the world. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and please have so much fun. Hearts everywhere. Hey, John, nice to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. You guys don't do Thanksgiving in England, do you? Y'all didn't have pilgrims and Indians and, oh, my. Blankets, not the blankets. Krakatoa, what? Donner, party of 5.
Oh, no. Don't go there.
Calling Donner, party of 5. Mabel says, I hope she gets better soon, Soph.
Hi, Nugget.
Judy says, hey, Nugget. Amber says, I'm making green bean casserole for lunch tomorrow, y'all. Sweet. Lunch as in Thanksgiving lunch? If you make it a little bigger, you can have it for Thanksgiving dinner. And Soph says, yeah, well, she's not getting any better. That's true. Mabel says, how you doing tonight, Nugget? Amber says, Nugget, happy Thanksgiving from America. America, where Thanksgiving matters. And Soph says, happy Thanksgiving to everybody in America and all around the world. Amen. I am thankful for all of my friends. And Thanksgiving is a time to be thankful and count your blessings, obviously. So that's what we try to do on our Thanksgivings. We're not too, we don't worship the pilgrims or anything, so, or whatever it is they do. I don't even know. We don't do any of that. We don't have buckles on our shoes. We have shoelaces. So we just try to be thankful for our friends and our family and our good fortune to have a lovely meal and talk and enjoy each other's company and, you know, that sort of thing. So that's what we do.
Eat.
And so that's what I'm doing here. And eat. Lots of eating.
Eat so you can't eat no more, and then you go sit on the couch and pass out in front of the TV.
Amen. Amen. What are you making?
I'm making apple dumplings tonight.
Yummy. Sounds good.
No, that's what everybody wanted me to bring.
John says, I'm super fine. Thanks. How are you, Mabel? Super fine. He's super fly for a white guy. John said, I had toad in the hole. Well, if you squeeze a little more, it'll come out. Pinch it off. You don't want to leave it there, poking out all day. What are we talking about? Bloop. Get that guy some Pepto-Bismol. Mabel says, I'm doing well. Thank you, Nugget. Smiley face. Amy's here. She says, the holidays can be the hardest for those grieving the loss of someone. Jeremiah 31:13 says, I will turn their mourning into joy. I will comfort them and give them gladness for sorrows. Amen. And Amy, you have family and you have things to keep you busy. And grieving as you may be, You now have a reason for joy. You have a purpose. You are counted upon. People look to you for wisdom and for levity and all of the beautiful things that you provide to show, the wonderful Bible verses and the positive outreach that you provide to keep everybody's spirits high and their minds focused. So you are loved and you are needed, and that's a beautiful thing to be in this world. So you may be in a grieving position, and I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to anybody that may be in this situation, but you have family, and that's a much better position to be in a grieving position from, is with family, with friends, with an outlet, with a purpose. So God bless you. To anybody who may be finding themselves in grief tonight or tomorrow night, and also eat lots and lots and lots of cranberry sauce. It works. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Mabel says, amen, Amy. Amanda says,
My chat jumped.
it's what you would expect it to say.
Hi, Amy.
Right. You got it. Judy says, hey, Amy. Amy says, hi, Amanda, Amber, Nugget, Amber. Twice. Mabel, Soph, Judy, and, of course, last but not least, Jake. Hi. How are you? Are you ready to eat? I'm ready to eat. I feel like we've been through this. Stay away from the Indians.
In the blankets.
In the blankets. Crack a toe or what? Hang on, my chat jumped.
8:30.
8:30. 8:30. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Patty's here. Patty says, hello, children. Hey, Patty. John says, hi, Amy Hart. I'd like to thank the person that provides the coffee for the show. It's a lovely cup of Joe, don't you know? Don't you want to have a cup with me? Delicious. If so, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get this Thanksgiving show off to a good start. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It has my face on it. It is fantastic. But we also have stainless steel tumblers down there, the big ones and the little ones. They both have locking lids, and they have the Untethered Live Bible Study logo on the front and all the platforms on the back. Keep your coffee hot for hours, and they look great on your coffee table, so get one while supplies last. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box if you want to show a little bit of love. If you want to, you can do that by going to CashApp $JakeJohnsonBand, and I wish you would. I'd appreciate that very much. But if you can't, that's okay, I understand. Last but not least, if you would like to hang out with us outside of Untethered Live, outside of YouTubeverse, you can do that over at Facebook.com/UntetheredLive chillin'. It's a great place to hang out and share pictures, text, videos, and memes. It is updated regularly with new entertaining content of variety of sources. It is fun to watch and keep up with and respond to, and you can hang out with each other and get to know one another on a one-to-one basis outside of YouTube. So it's free. It's yours. It's not like the rest of Facebook. It's pointed at us. So go check it out. And I look forward to seeing you there. Now, something about a snowmobile.
Mm-hmm. That would be fun.
But definitely get a hat. Or become a member. That would be cool. We need to do a membership drive and get everybody to be members. That would be a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Amanda says,
hi, Patty.
Patty cake. Patty.
Peppermint Patty.
Patty, don't you be no bad girl. I made that one up. Amy says, like, shared, and invited some friends. Nice, Amy. Thank you, dear. Amy says, hi, Mama Patty. A nice intro song. Thank you. I figured I'd trip you up and do something different. That's something I had recorded from a while back, and I just decided to play it and take my chances on the copyright claim.
I was going to say, for a copyright claim.
Yeah. It's Thanksgiving. It's the time for giving. If I can't lose some money, what can I do? And Judy says, hey, Patty. And Patty says, hi, ladies. Peace. Either that or F you twice if you're from Australia. John says, wow, nice song. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Something I had recorded from a way back, and I just decided to play it and take my chances. I feel like we've been here before.
A couple times we've had this scenario tonight already.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Patty says, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Patty. How are you? Are you ready? Are you got your tummy nice and geared up and ready to go? Ready to eat some dinner? Ready to hang out with some family and argue about politics and religion and watch a bunch of football? That's what happens in most houses, I think. Amy says, if everyone could hype the video using the heart emoji on this side, it helps the algorithms. Really? I didn't know it did that. But I'm doing it. A bunch of them. I don't know if that does anything for the algorithm or not. I haven't heard that. But if that's true, hit the heart. It's fun, too. You just click a bunch of times. Batshit Crazy says, never forgot. What's up? What's up, Batshit Crazy? Nice to see you. Never forgot. What's up? On a bucket lust trip through the Andes, plus, etc. A plus. I have no idea what that means. I'm guessing you're in the mountains. That's cool. John says, hi, Patty Hart.
Hi, Bat.
What are you out there doing, batshit crazy?
Being batshit crazy.
Amy says, hi, Bats. Long time no see. How you doing? How are you doing, Bats? It has been a while. Judy says, hey, Bat. Patty says, hi, John from across the pond. And Soph says, I am currently looking after my mom because she's getting a lot worse now. We heard. I'm glad that you're there for her. Hello would be a good start. Amy says, what did the turkey say to the turkey hunter on Thanksgiving Day? Quack, quack. Yep.
He said he's going to pretend to be a duck. He ain't no turkey.
I was going to say, nah, what's up, Doc? Amy says, why did the farmer have to separate the chicken from the turkey? He sensed foul play. Funny. Judy says, sorry, Soph. And Amy says, prayers, Soph. See, we love you. Batshit says, recommended the Andes, Western South America. Hope y'all are well, too. Smiley face, peace, and eyes. Well, I'm glad you're out there keeping them safe, keeping them down, or whatever it is you're doing out there. I'm glad you're there. Send pictures. That would be nice. Get some pictures of the Andes from Western South America. And also, if you run into any Mayans, tell them I lost a headdress down there, and I'd be really interested in getting it back.
I want my blanket back.
Patty says, oh, Miss Soph, are you across the pond? Australia. Soph says, Patty, I'm from Australia. So I guess that's across the pond, just a little to the left. Or to the right, I mean. Amy says, is that your pop-up timer, or are you just happy to see me? Thanks for noticing.
Ooh.
I am in the No Pants Club.
Woohoo.
Mabel says, we had Thanksgiving last month. It's mostly the same traditions with different histories. Got it. That is interesting.
Cool.
I don't believe I've ever heard of Canadian Thanksgiving or what you guys do, but as long as there's eating involved, I'm down.
DTE. Is that a DTF?
Yes.
DTE.
Amy says, what do you do when you cross a turkey with a centipede? Drumsticks for everyone. What do you get when you cross it? Yeah. Drumsticks for everybody. What do you get when you cross a drunk redneck with a parakeet? I don't know either, but you better listen when he's talking. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a rhinoceros?
Hell if I know.
Hell if I know. Patty says, oh my goodness, Mrs. Soph. That's exciting. I am really Patty using my son's phone. Amy says, I'm cooking a turkey tomorrow. It's a tiny one, but it's just the two of us. Right on. You mean you and the turkey?
Her and her son.
Her and her son. Got it. Linda Davis is here. Hi, Linda. Happy Thanksgiving. Linda says, happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody. Turkey. Turkey, turkey.
Hi, Linda, hun.
And a heart. Hi, Linda. How are you? Are you ready to eat? Judy says, hey, Linda. And John says, no. But I'll be celebrating with you because we are all family. Amen, brother.
And you should know by now that us women spend half the night before and all day cooking that day. The last thing we think about is eating because we done tasted everything the whole time.
I'm sure. I'm just trying to be funny.
The last damn thing we want to do is eat.
But John, having you with us is all that matters. It don't matter what we're celebrating. Just having you here is a celebration.
Absolutely.
Amy says, my friend texted me this morning and she needed my cleaning services last minute. And she added an extra $5 an hour to my normal rate. It was beneficial for us both. Well, that's fantastic. Way to capitalize on the moment. That's beautiful, Amy. I'm proud for you. I, too, have to work Friday. I only get to take tomorrow off. Judy says, wow, Amy. And Patty says, hi, Miss Linda. Amy says, Judy, I got to do what I got to do to make ends meet. Amen. All this trying so hard to make ends meet. I don't know why you don't just put them together and twist them like a bread tie. That works better.
They typically stay together that way, too.
Yeah. Judy says, who's Cookie? Oh, that would be Patty. I mean,
No.
no, that would be Linda. Linda's the cookie. I had the right word. I just had the wrong name. I had the right idea. I had the wrong word. That's what I was trying to say. Can't even say the thing right. John says, a blitzed out smiley face and a crying smiley face. That smiley face is having a bad trip.
He's tripping,
Amanda says,
LOL, Judy, Cookie. Linda is Cookie.
see, you can't even say the thing. What's a toad in a hole, says Amy. That's when you have to go to the bathroom real bad and you get a little bit poking out? Is that the wrong thing?
You know, turtle, turtle.
Turtle, turtle. Turtle, turtle. That's what I'm talking about.
Turtle head.
Is that not what you're talking about there, John? Turtle head poking out? Ooh, I got a turtle head poking out. It's a toad in a hole. Judy says, oh, I didn't know. Apparently, I don't either. Judy says, I was wondering that too, Amy. I was too, but I just made something up. See, whenever I find myself faced with confusion, I just reject your reality and supplant it with my own. That's how it works. Amanda says,
I don't know.
now you know.
Oh, now you know.
And knowing is half the battle. No one knows what they're doing. Mabel says, Italy does not have Thanksgiving, but if you are American visiting Italy during American Thanksgiving, go to a big city like Milan, and restaurants partake for the tourists. Well, isn't that sweet? That's nice. They don't have to do that. That's a lovely gesture. We don't do that for other countries here. I don't think. I don't think we have any special days set aside for other countries. So that is lovely. Makes me want to go to Italy. I don't want to have to make love with some dude riding a scooter, though. Every movie I've ever seen about Italy suggests that's what'll happen if I go there, so. No one knows what they're doing. I got to find that little graphic. And John says, toad in a hole is Yorkshire pudding mix with sausages in it. Toad in a hole. Oh, well, that'll lead to what I was talking about. Judy says, I was wondering about the toad in the hole thing. Amy says, thanks, Nugget. Yes, thank you. And Linda says, it's going to be strange for me this year, but I'll worry about that when I have time. Amen, sister. That is the best policy I can think of for all ailments. Don't worry about it till tomorrow. Anything that comes your way, you just put it in your mind. I will worry about that tomorrow. Today, I got things to do. That'll work, I promise. At least it'll get you through today. You worry about that tomorrow. Haha, see what I did there? Amy says, hugs, Linda. And Amanda says,
you got this, Linda.
Yes, you do. Heart. With a little vibration. It's a vibrating heart. Those feel good.
Yeah.
Depending on where you put them. Mabel says, ciao, Linda. How are you? Amy says, what's the best song to play while cooking a turkey? All about that paste. All about that paste, that paste, that paste. All about that paste, that paste. Right on. Slap it. Mix it in real good. Now I wish I had a turkey. I would film it in a sexually suggestive way. Fab Daddy, happy Thanksgiving. Fab Daddy says, hi, everyone. I just got done talking to my son on Discord. I'm glad he called me. That is nice. I'm glad he called you, too. How you doing, Fab? John says, big, massive hugs, Linda. Bunch of hearts. Amen to that. Linda deserves all the hugs. Amanda?
Nice, Fab. And hi, Fab.
Judy says, hey, Fab Daddy. Amy says, hi, Fab. That's awesome. Good to hear. Patty says, hi, Mr. Fab. And John says, hey, Fab, happy Thanksgiving. Thumbs up. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you, sir. Are you ready to eat? Amy says, why did the turkey cross the road? To get to the other side? something Bill Clinton? Oh, he wanted people to think he was a chicken. Ah. Walter Davis says, good evening. Oh, hey, Walter. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, Walter.
Amy says, Walter, hi. Patty says, smiley, 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 smiley. John says, Linda, happy Thanksgiving. Hearts all over the place. And Fab Daddy says, spatch-cooked turkey for dinner tomorrow. Nice. Are you having that with someone or are you just by yourself? Y'all want me to come on tomorrow so y'all got somebody to talk to? John says, hi, Walter. Happy Thanksgiving. Thumbs up. And Walter says, hey, Jake, Amanda, John, Amy, Patty, Linda, Fab, Mabel, and Judy, and Hannah. Amy says, what did the turkey say to the computer? Google, 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 Google. Google, Google, Google. I can't do it. Mabel says, hey, Walter. And Judy says, hey, Walter. Debbie, happy Thanksgiving. Eve, everybody. Hi, Debbie. Happy Thanksgiving. How are you? Are you ready to eat? A pickle? You gonna eat a pickle for Thanksgiving? Amy says, hyping the video out higher in the list, I guess. That's what I've heard anyway. I'll look into it.
Hi, Debbie.
I have not heard that, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, I haven't heard it either.
I'll look into it because I could use anything to make the videos more suggestible or more visible.
Right.
I'll do it. I'll walk around naked if I have to. Amanda, how you read that one? It puts it higher in the list. Well, shoot, I'll just sit here clicking a heart then. Does it count if I do it? Walter Davis says, hi, Bat. And Judy says, hey, Debbie. And Walter says, hi, Debbie. Amy says, hi, Debbie. John says, did anyone see Waddle and Gobble? They got a pardon. That must be a British thing. We do something like that with a groundhog here. And I think we got a turkey thing here that the president does, which I have not seen. Sometimes our president does the turkey pardoning thing too. But I haven't seen that this year. That don't mean he didn't do it. That just means I didn't see it. Fab Daddy says, I learned from Caucasian Sasquatch that there are 4 types of turkeys. However, there are 5. He forgot about the jive turkey. Amy says, LOL, Fab. Walter says, I hit the heart, but nothing happened. I hit the heart, and then I had a massive pulmonary attack, a cardiac arrest, embolism in my aorta. You stomped on my aorta, and then I found true love. But you met another, and I'm dead. That's what you get for stomping on my aorta. Amy says, press the heart in the menu that pops up. You should see some float ups. That happens to me a lot in the toilet.
Oh, God.
Walter says, I hope all is well, Linda. Amy says, oh, stewardess, I speak jive. Movie quote, airplane.
Yeah, that's one of his favorite movies.
Amy says, what do you get when you cross an elephant with a donkey? An independent. Yeah. Amy says, what sound does a turkey's phone make? Wing, a wing, a wing. You know that people in Dubai do not like the Flintstones, but the people in Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi do. Linda says, all good, Walter. Patty says, Miss Amy Elizabeth, you are so funny. That's what I was saying earlier. Very, very, very much needed as a fixture in this chat room. Amy says, I'm wishing everyone is safe on their holidays too. Be a designated driver and save a life. I agree. Better yet, don't need a designated driver.
Don't drink.
Fab Daddy says groundhogging is the turd in the hole reference. No.
No.
It was a frog in the hole. What? A toad in the hole.
Yeah, it's a food reference.
I thought it's what happens when you got to go to the bathroom when you're on a job site and can't find a porta potty and you're walking around with a little turtle poking out.
Don't
Toad
say
in
it,
the
yeah,
hole.
yeah, that's a turtle head.
Turtle.
But toad in a blanket is what we call eggs in a blanket, or toad in the hole is what we call eggs in a blanket.
I think it's pigs in a blanket.
No, pigs in a blanket's where you wrap the sausage. Eggs in a blanket is where you cut
That's
the center.
what she said.
You take the center of the bread out and you fry the eggs in it with some other stuff. It's called eggs in a basket or
Eggs in a basket.
eggs in a basket, pigs in a blanket. And toad in a hole. But toad in a hole and eggs in a basket are the same thing.
He said something about Yorkshire pudding.
That's toad in a hole.
I know. Amy says, Patty, humor is a coping mechanism. It is. And a darn good one. Judy says, we're staying home. No driving. Smart. And Walter says, you're ready for Thanksgiving? Hang on. My chat jumped while I was reading that.
8:59.
Walter says, you ready for Thanksgiving, Linda? Patty says, 10-4, Miss Amy Elizabeth. And Amy says, Fab, not to be confused with prairie dogging. Or doggy dogging. Doggy dogging. That's what I be doing, yo. Debbie says, you're silly, Jake. Thank you. A toad in a hole is when you take a center out of a slice of bread and leave some bread, just a small amount for the center, and place it in a buttered skillet and put an egg in the hole. I have had this before, and it's delicious.
Yes. Eggs in a basket.
It's eggs in a basket, yes. Fab Daddy says, same dog, different smell. Same dog, different smell. Amy says, smiley, smiley. And Walter says, Judy, I'm finishing the rebuild of my boat engine tomorrow. Nice. Happy Thanksgiving. John says, go on a gondola in Italy. Yeah, that'd be nice. A gondola is a little long boat with a little man at the back with a stick that goes, hey, the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, it's amore. When bells ring, ding-a-ling, 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 that's amore. Right?
The one that has the duck because he's standing up when you go up underneath the little bridges?
Yep. Guy. That's what a gondola is.
Woohoo!
Gondola, 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 gondola.
Congratulations, Amber.
Gondola, gondola, gondola. Hey, Amber. Thank you very much for becoming a member.
She's been a member for a month.
For a whole month. That's very nice. Thank you. Looks good on you. Amanda says,
That's eggs in a basket, Debbie.
eggs in a basket. That's
Eggs.
also what this is called.
Yes. They call it something different up north. They're Yankees, remember?
Linda says, pies are done and sweet potato casserole is done and the rest will be done tomorrow.
Yummy.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your eggs in a basket, it's tomorrow.
I got my apples soaking now. Getting all ready to be rolled and baked.
Never mind that, let's eat.
You better stay out of the apple dumplings tonight.
Patty says, Mr. John, that would be fun. It would be, especially if that guy has a big curly mustache and he's singing that song. That would be fun.
You know what we should have got?
A big twirly mustache and a gondola driver?
Some vanilla bean ice cream.
Vanilla bean ice cream. That sounds good.
It would be real good on the apple dumplings.
Yeah. Judy says, that's great, Walter. Amy says, that's what I was thinking, Amanda. Debbie says, yes, Amy, but restaurants down here call it a toad in a hole. Why? I do not know. I don't either. Amanda says,
nice, Linda.
Walter Davis says, Linda, I'm sure it'll be great. It always is. Amber says, your boat? His boat. Amy says, that makes sense, Debbie. And Amanda says,
Oh, okay. Well, down south, it's called eggs in a basket.
down south it's called toast.
No.
Yeah, poke a hole in it, put an egg in it, but it's still toast.
But see, I do it different. I take it and cut the hole in it and cook the egg in it. And then when you're cooking the egg right before it's done, you put the piece of bread back in it and then grill both sides of it.
Well, stop talking about it and make me one.
Poof, you're one. Right, Amber.
I can't talk, I'm an egg.
You can't. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Walter says, Amber, big old yacht that sunk last year. Amy says, Walter has the boat while Linda is the goat. Miss Cookie, smiley face, kissy face. Oh, goat, greatest of all time.
Oh.
Or gives out all toast.
Gives out only taters.
No. Mabel says, the Americans have clever names for food. I will say this. Toad in a hole, eggs in a basket, toast. Walter says, Linda thought I had a girlfriend at the marina and didn't want me checking it. I didn't, but the boat sunk anyway, Amy. Well, that was incredibly passive-aggressive. Linda says, I made roast beef, baked potatoes, zucchini, and cornbread for dinner, and my daughter-in-law came in and was shocked I was cooking. I said, well, they still have to eat today. I'd be cooking tomorrow anyway. Amen to that. Amy says, did he say spatchcooked? I read it wrong. I saw spatchcooked. Spatchcocked. Or cocked. I don't know. Now that you mention it, it could have been either one. I read spatchcooked and I might have read it wrong. Debbie says, I'm always ready to eat a pickle. Question is, though, do you eat it in one gulp or two? Amber says, oh my gosh, Walter, nice. And Judy says, I'm confused, Walter. Did you rebuild the motor on a trashed boat? That is a good question. And Walter says, I don't want a pickle. I want a motorcycle. Ah, nice. What kind of motorcycle? I have a motorcycle. Walter says, Arlo Guthrie. I like Arlo. I like his son, too. Or is he the son? One of them's the son. There's two of them, anyway. Amy says, I was joking, Walter. Sorry. If it was misplaced, no harm intended. Pickle, pickle. And John says, Trump pardoned 2 turkeys. Oh, okay. So it was our president that did. I guess I didn't see it. I've seen it before, but I didn't see it this time. He did what, John? Asks Mabel. Pardon 2 turkeys. There's a gimmick that the president does. On Thanksgiving, he pardons a turkey, meaning that turkey don't get killed and eaten. I don't know why they do that. It's supposed to be funny, I think. Amy says, I got a motorcycle for sale. It needs work. There you go. There you go, Walter. You get you a nice 1974 Harley Davidson right there. Get you a killer deal on it. If I could go get to it, I'd buy it. But ain't no way I can get out there to get it. It's a long way away from me. Fab Daddy says, spatchcocking a bird is when you cut out the breastbone so the bird lies flat. Got it. So it's like filleting a bird.
Yes.
Debbie says, during the pardoning of the Thanksgiving turkey, President Trump said that he was pardoning the turkey from last year, too, because of the auto pen pardon probably didn't count. It was funny. This is why I voted for the man.
That is great. That is epic.
He is the best troll that has ever been produced. I'll give him that. That's great.
That is perfect.
Amy says, oh, Fab, I watched a video of that. Like a chiropractor on a turkey. Mabel says, what is this, pardon turkey? It's a comical thing that the president does where he pardons a turkey for Thanksgiving, meaning that we don't kill the turkey and eat it. He gets to go free, and they send it away, presumably, to get eaten next year. I don't know. Maybe there's a nice farm up north somewhere where they send all their pardoned turkeys to live out their lives forever on a farm. I don't know. But it's just a funny thing that the president does as a humorous attempt to bring the country together under the auspices of Thanksgiving. And there's no real legality to it. It's just a turkey and a day for the president to do something silly. And this time he did it really funny because he made fun of the old president and his auto pen usage, which was great. Linda says, good night, all you wonderful people. Have a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Love to all. Heart, Linda. God bless you, sweet lady. Thank you for coming in and saying hi to us. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. I hope you have lots of family and love and are surrounded by everybody that needs you. And I hope that they do plenty for you tomorrow. You deserve it. God bless and have a great night. We'll see you next time. Pardon me. All that gagging and coughing, something's bound to break and come up. Mabel says, good night, Linda. And Amanda says,
Night, Linda, hun. Enjoy. Love you.
save me some of that sweet potato casserole. Yeah? Yeah? Can I get a hell yeah?
You are a sweet potato casserole.
I am a sweet potato casserole. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. I'm fabulous. I'm wonderful. You ever seen this before? Amber says, Linda, same to you. Hearts and smiley faces and prayers. And herpes. Patty says, good night, Miss Linda, Linda, Linda. Linda, 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 Linda.
Listen,
Linda.
listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda. Listen. Listen. Amy says, Trump also joked about the name of the turkeys. He wanted to call them Hillary and Chuck. But then said he wouldn't pardon them. I got to watch that. Pull that up so we can watch that after the show.
Okay.
That's good.
That's great.
And Judy says, bye, Linda. Linda, you're a fine girl. That's a wrong song, ain't it?
Yes.
Who's that?
I'm not sure.
Somebody's a fine girl. Who is it?
I don't know.
Now I can hear Linda, but I know that ain't it. Intellectually I know, but in my mind I hear Linda. Is it Judy? Jody?
I don't know.
Amy? No, it can't be Amy. Anyway. John says, Mabel, it's when you pardon someone or something like jail or prison. Yeah. It's just like when you pardon a person, only it's with a turkey. It's the same thing as a regular turkey. You just have less calories. God, I should be a comedian.
You are. You play one on TV anyway.
Right. Where are we at?
9, 10, I think.
9, 10. 9, 9, 10 to 10, 10 to 9, 9, 9, 9, 10 to 9.
Might be 9, 11.
Amber says, Amy, smiley, smiley, smiley.
I was right, 9, 10.
John says, Mabel, I read that one. Amy says, love you, Linda. Message me if you need a shoulder to lean on. And Mabel says, yes, Nugget, I understand what a pardon is, but to pardon a turkey, this seems strange to me, as I am just curious, what is the purpose of it? There is no purpose. It's just a funny thing to do. Somebody thought it was a good idea and it stuck. Now it's a tradition. It's one of those things. Nobody really knows why we still do it. We just do. It's like on the calendar, so they do it. I guess from the outside looking in, that is kind of strange. But it's no more strange than everybody gathering around to see a groundhog pop his head up out of a hole to see if we're going to have a long winter or not. Kind of paganistic. Groundhog don't like it, but we still do it. Somebody thought it was a good idea. Fab Daddy says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. And Judy says, it's just a silly thing they do, Mabel. Just kind of cute. Right? Fab Daddy says, great. Now I'm singing Lean on Me. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. Somebody to lean on. Oh. That's a good song. And thank you, Amber, for renewing your membership.
Congratulations, Amber, on your membership.
Yeah. John says, congratulations, Amber. Heart. And Walter says, my mother just went to bed. Alzheimer's and alcoholism. Bad combo. Sounds like it. I'm glad she's resting, though. And Amber says, thank y'all for making a lady feel at home, ma'am. Thank you for being at home. And Amy says, Mabel, it's a presidential tradition. You know, like war. Amber says, egg sandwich. Now you're talking. Fancy style. Roll call style.
LOL, right, Amber?
Doing it Gangnam style. Mabel says, to pardon from what? A ritual sacrifice? Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, you know, because we kill the turkey to eat it. And I guess the White House has a cook on staff, so they would have the livestock out back. They would go get the turkey, slaughter it, bring it in, and cook it for Thanksgiving dinner. But somewhere back in the old days, one of the presidents said, hey, here's a good opportunity to have it right up in the newspaper. Let's pardon that turkey. So that turkey didn't get slaughtered, and they wrote it up in the newspaper, Hero President, and it's a good headline, and everybody liked it, and it was funny. And they just kept doing it because we have no sense of humor in America, and we don't have very much originality either. So we're still doing it. You get somebody to write a good Star Trek, and we'll talk. Maybe we can change that. Amy says, good night, Walter. Right. Good night, Walter. Did Walter say he was going? I didn't see him say he was leaving.
Yeah, he was.
He says, my
no, he
mother
said his
just went to
mom.
bed.
His mom, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't him. That was his mom.
Well, I didn't say it.
Debbie says, maybe in fake South Florida, it's called that. But in the real South, it's toad in a hole. Well, the real South is Georgia, and we call it an egg sandwich, so. Let's get something started. Don't make me bring up barbecue. Amy says, Thanksgiving dinner. Amen.
LOL, Debbie.
Walter says, my boat sunk because Linda thought I had a girlfriend at the marina and didn't want me to check it for 6 months. Now it's my problem and I should have checked it. Amber says, someone think up a fancy sauce for Jake's fancy egg sandwich. Hollandaise. Grey Poupon. Pardon me. Would you have any Grey Poupon? Dijonnaise. Hollandaise.
Mayonnaise.
1,000 Islandaise. Wait, what?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, a lot of women in here tonight. And Walter says, I never had a girlfriend, but she had boyfriends. Amy says, I'm sorry. I made an off-the-cuff remark about Walter and Linda. I was trying to be funny. My apologies to anyone who took it personally. Yep, it's happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And John says it's called Gypsy Toast Eggy Bread. Right on. John says, I'm right and you're wrong, and I can prove it. And what's that thing that you're speaking in? What do you call that? What do you say, English? That's what I thought. Amanda says,
Walter, keep y'all's personal stuff out of the chat, please.
And Walter says, don't bring it up and I won't get offended. It's a pretty sore spot for me. I don't think anybody did bring it up. They were asking about your boat. Because you mentioned your boat. No reason to be offended. Nobody else even knows what's going on. Unless you tell them. Debbie says, I suck off the juices off the pickle and then I bite it. Big bites equal more crunch.
And back to the comment before that. She doesn't come in here saying anything about y'all's relationship or anything about you. So don't do it to her.
Amen to that. And she's back. Linda says, please stop, Walter. I don't trash talk you on here. Have some respect. I agree. Let's not be doing all of that. I thought you went to bed, and I apologize. And Amanda says, you brought it up, Walter. Amber says, okay, John. I'm willing to try it. Give it a go. If it is the egg in the center of the toast thing that we're talking about, it would obviously be different because he mentioned something about Yorkshire pudding. But that is good. It is a very good treat. It's very tasty. And make sure that you cook the egg over light in the toast so that you get the runny yolk in it. It's a very good little snack. And Mabel says, sorry for misunderstanding. I thought maybe there was some historical reason if this was done. Only that it's been being done for a while. I mean, it is historical, but there's no reason for it. It's just a thing that we do. I mean, it's not like, many years ago, one of our presidents pardoned a turkey, and because of that, we had peace with the Indians. Nothing like that. Basically, it was a chance for one guy to have a good headline written about him. That was pretty much it. Walter says, okay, I'm out. God bless you all, Linda included. I hope you all do well. Thank you, Walter. We hope you do well, too. Hope you get some rest, buddy. Amanda says, it's all good, Mabel. You read you.
Oh, you did it. It's all good, Mabel. And night, Walter. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Fab Daddy says, good night, Walter. And Mabel says, what if they pardon the turkey and then bring him in and eat him anyway? Who would know? Exactly. And that's kind of how our government works. Welcome to America. If you're a Democrat, that's how our government works. Amy says, the pardoned turkeys live on a sanctuary with the rest of the pardoned turkeys, I think. That seems like I've heard something like that, too. I wasn't sure, though. But I think you're right about that. Amber says, Mabel, smiley, smiley, I agree. And Debbie says, Brandy is a fine girl. That's who it is. Thank you, Debbie. Brandy's the fine girl. Got it. 8675309. That's Brandy's phone number, by the way. I know you're thinking, no, it's not. It's Jesse's girl. But do you know Jesse's girl's name? No, you don't. It's Brandy. She's a fine girl. Amber says, I mean, everything from that way seems to be a lie, so. Right on. Amy says, I found an 8-pound butterball turkey. I've birthed a child bigger than that. Probably was less expensive, too. Mabel says, yes, yes. And we send them to a beautiful sanctuary. Bang! What was that?
LOL, right, Amy? Me too.
Yep. And now you know where all the people went that went to Krakatoa. Amanda, you read that one. Amy says, LOL, Mabel. And Amber says, my son was 6 pounds. Emergency C-section. Amy says, imagine being the housekeeper in the hotel where the turkeys spent the night. Amber says, LOL, not very big turkey, smiley face. And Judy says, bye, Walter, God bless. Amanda?
My last one was emergency C-section too.
That was my own C-section. I had a double hernia when I was a baby. And I got the scar to prove it. It looks just like a C-section scar. Only lower. Amy says, oh no, Amber, but your son was okay? Question mark. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
John says, Amy, there be a lot of gobbling going on. There be lots of goblins. Yes, yes. Amber says, LOLOLOL. 6-pound turkey. Not going to feed lots of people. Hopefully smaller size. Well, if you have a tiny mule, that's a perfect size turkey. Amber says, both of mine were in ICU babies. That stands for not including circumcision usually. What? Amber says, both grown and mostly healthy now. That's good. Both of my kids are grown now too. It's weird. It's weird because last I saw them, they were babies, 14. And now I'm aware of them and they're grown, but I don't know them. It's almost like my children died. Because I remember them, but they don't exist. Funny. Subject change. Amy says, with my daughter, I was in premature labor for a week. They sent me home, and the next day, half a push, and there she was, 3 pounds, 2 ounces, 15 inches long. Wow. I thought both of my babies were small at 5 pounds, even, both of them. I make tiny babies, and they come out quick. Judy says, LOL, Mabel. And Amber says, barbecue in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Titties and barbecue. America. And Amy says, not including circumcisions, usually babies are special and Jewish. L'chaim. Sorry. I'm on a roll. Sometimes I hit a wall. What can I say? Judy says, I paid 99 cents a pound for my butterball, Amy. How many pounds? That's a good deal if it's a small pound. A small amount of pounds. And Amber says, yes, I do have fancy mustard. Nice. And if you don't, you can just take regular mustard and put mayonnaise in it and Bob's your uncle. Fancy mustard.
Yes, I have an ICU baby too.
L'chaim.
Mine's circumcised though.
Mashugana.
They made me mad about that, but that's beside the point.
Well, it says usually. Maybe yours was Orthodox. Anybody? Is this thing on?
Nope.
Herpes.
Quit looking at the bottom of the chat.
Amy says, my son, on the other hand, a week late, 36 hours of labor, he was 10-pound baby. Wow.
Leave it to the boys to be a pain.
Probably right up under your ribs, too, huh?
Yeah. A baby's that big? Mackenzie was 23 inches long. She stayed in my ribs and lungs.
I had a baby once, but I lost it, and I have no idea where it's at. Anyway, Judy says real barbecue was served at the Whistle Stop Cafe, fried green tomatoes movie. With Brad Pitt, a side of Brad Pitt. Oh, that's Thelma and Louise, ain't it? That's right. Amber Amber says, I'm blessed with one each. What's the third one? A boy? A girl? What's the third one? I'm blessed with one each. One daughter, one son, one something else. Both pregnancies were difficult. With my son, I signed a paper to save him instead of me if needed. DNR? Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Do not regurgitate. That only works if you eat your babies. Amy says, I paid $1.35 a pound for my butterball. They had cheaper ones, but I wanted a tiny one. Sometimes size matters. All right, I'm losing it. Somebody say something funny, quick.
Size matters if you don't know how to use it.
There you go. It's the motion of the ocean. Gobble, gobble. My daughter, they induced labor at 7.5 months. 4 pounds, 10 ounces, says Amber. 1 ounce, not 10. 4 pounds, 1 ounce. Wow. That is tiny. I've seen a baby that was that big. I don't know how many pounds it was, but it was a tiny, it looked like a doll. Tiny baby. It's all there, functioning, breathing, but that big. I think it probably needed to sleep in an incubator, though. I don't think it could stay out.
Yeah, no.
But it was out. They were looking at it and cooing over it. It's a tiny thing.
My
whole hand around the little finger.
Yeah, my brother's ex-wife had a preemie. I think she was born at like 21 weeks, 22 weeks, something like that.
I think this is the same case.
She slept in a shoebox for the first 6 months of her life when she got home.
Wow. Poetic.
Yeah.
And probably illegal.
Well, I mean, a shoebox in a laundry basket. She was that tiny.
That's the reason we have nursery rhymes.
Right.
Amy says, Amber, my daughter was born at 31 weeks. Nice. Amber says, sounds like extra eggy French toast.
Realize 31 weeks is 10 weeks early, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can count. And John says, raw egg dipped in bread and then fried shallow.
Yeah, that's French toast.
That's French toast. What do you guys call it?
My chat just jumped.
So did mine. We have unified chat jumping.
My son was 32 weeks and 5 pounds 4 ounces. Spent 21 days in the NICU.
Patty says, good night, Mr. Walter. I think he's gone.
Yeah.
Or he's listening in anger. Amy says, tiny little preemie diapers are expensive. I bet they are. They can pretty much charge whatever they want to for them. And you'll pay for it, because where else you going to get diapers that size? I would just wrap the whole baby up in the diaper and be done with it, but that's why men don't do things like that. What? It works?
No, it doesn't. It leaves a mess.
Just tie them up in a bow with a head sticking out.
No.
That's what they make hoses for. Shh.
Yeah, but you can't do...
I'd put it on light spray.
No. Gosh.
Believe it or not, I raised 2 children healthily up to the age of 14. Don't know what happened after that, but I do know. School happened. Bodybuilder diet. Yuck. Raw egg, says Amber. That's actually something you can get used to. I've done it. Also, it increased your risks of salmonella, but it can be done. It'll actually, if you have stomach problems, like acid reflux or GERD or whatever, if you drink a raw egg every day, it'll actually heal that. You got to have a very bland diet on top of that. That means nothing with color and nothing heavy. So basically broth and maybe bread, but probably not. Like unleavened bread, you could eat that like a cracker. but that'll actually cure you. Because what it does is that yolk coats your stomach. The egg white, when you swallow it, it coats your stomach, and it'll allow it some much needed rest from the acids in your stomach. So if you got like ulcers or whatever, that'll help it out. Anyway, Amanda says,
I got lucky he could fit newborn diapers.
that is not where I thought that was going to go. Amber says, my daughter, the preemie diapers were too big. Wow. Amanda?
When my son came home, he was on a heart monitor for 2 more months. I hated that machine.
Oh, yeah. I bet.
Ugh. He
Well,
would twist or roll, and the thing would come loose around his chest, and you'd be just dozed off, half asleep, and the alarm would go off, and you'd jump up to check on him, and
the first 6 months of my daughter's life, I listened to her breathe while she slept. I couldn't imagine if there was something wrong with her, like a heart monitor like you're talking about. That would have been torture.
it was.
There was nothing wrong with my kid, and I just could not listen to her breathe. Like every breath, I was like counting her breaths.
Yeah.
I was that nervous.
I mean, like I said, it was just a little Velcro thing with the 2 leads that went around his chest, and he would move or get his foot hung on a line coming out the bottom of his clothes or whatever, and it'd make it go off in the middle of the night while you're trying to sleep and scare the bejesus out of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I hate being startled to be woke up now.
I bet. Judy says, 10 pounds, Amy. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my. Judy says, for some reason, the smaller ones always cost more, Amy. It's because they can charge what they want and you'll pay for it. Amber says, they wouldn't let me bring Angelica home until she was 5 pounds, and then lowered it to 4 pounds and 9 ounces and 8 ounces and gained 6 weeks. Wow. Amber says, herpes, herpes, herpes. Right on. Someone tag me in the page thingy. I need to send Jake. Someone tag Amber. Amanda?
Okay.
You know how to do that?
Yep.
She's on it, Amber. What are you sending Jake? A thingy? A picture? A picture thingy? I'm excited. Patty says, hey, Jake, remember the song Ventura Highway? This town don't look good in snow. How could we have known at a young age what that could mean? There's a lot of songs like that. A lot of hidden meanings and double entendres in songs. That's one of my favorite literary devices, is a double entendre, because you can mean more than one thing with a simple phrase. And if you're really good at it, you can say a completely different thing than what you're actually saying if someone has the intellect to listen. And, yeah. And I do remember the song Ventura Highway. Amy says, my daughter got to come home at 5 pounds, 4 ounces. Both of my kids were born at 5 pounds even, and they got to come home at 5 pounds even. It didn't seem to be an issue.
No, because yours were full term.
Not Jesse, he was 2 weeks early.
Yeah, but 2 weeks doesn't matter enough.
Yeah, I was 2 weeks early, too. The chilling page is in a link in the chat, says Amy.
And I just tagged Amber.
All right, Amber, you got it. Amber says, the old folks kept putting Angelica in a shoeboxes. No joke. LD gets so mad. 24 years ago. That's what I said. And illegal. Apparently the old people didn't mind. Old people, I like them because they make do with what they got. Young people are so whiny about everything. My daughter told someone this past week that I made her grow up too fast by making her the woman of the house. And what she meant by that was I required her to wash dishes after dinner. That's it. Period. I made her grow up too fast. Does that sound weird to anybody but me? Amber says, we used washcloths for Angelica for diapers.
Mm-hmm.
I had cloth diapers when I was a kid. They didn't have, well, they had Huggies, but it was like unthinkable. We couldn't afford that kind of thing. I don't think, maybe somebody gave my mom some diapers once and I wore them, but pretty much I wore cloth diapers. With the pen. I still remember getting stuck with the pen. And before you say you couldn't remember that, yes, I do.
And the plastic cover to go over it.
And I didn't have a plastic cover. It was a bobby pin, a safety pin.
Yeah, well, then they put a plastic cover over it in case you pee. It didn't pee out of the cloth diaper.
Nowadays they do. They didn't when I was a kid.
No, yeah, well, I use them sometimes.
When I was a kid, it was a white cloth with a safety pin on the side.
Yeah, well, they're fancy now. They've got them to where they're cloth, and then they got like colored outsides and two little snaps, little plastic button snaps, like your old school snap shirts.
Yeah,
but they're plastic on each side.
They didn't make things like that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I'm old.
Yeah, I know. I'm not far behind you.
You didn't wear cloth diapers.
I did for a little bit.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Come on now.
I did, because I remember Mom and Daddy talking about it when Daddy didn't have a job.
Amy says, what's everyone making with turkey leftovers? Sandwiches, obviously. It's about all you can make with turkey leftovers. Turkey sandwich.
Turkey sandwich, turkey salad.
Yeah, you could make you could grind it up and put it in like a salad.
Can put it on a salad.
But then you'd make a sandwich with that, so turkey sandwich. What else could you? I guess you could have leftover turkey. But that's dry. Lots of cranberry sauce on that. Yeah. I think you pretty much just eat whatever turkey you're going to eat and throw the rest of it away, right? Amber says, the water house is how I potty trained Chris. Papa watched laughing and crying.
Water hose.
Water hose. Water hose. How do you train with a water hose? You spray him if he doesn't pee in the toilet? All right, damn, I'm going.
What it sounds like.
Wake him up in the middle of the night for peeing in the bed. That's funny. I'm going to write that down. What's the chillin' page, says Patty. Right here. Facebook.com/UntetheredLive chillin'. Amy says it's a Facebook profile page for the show, Patty. And Amber says, same here, Jake. My daughter, I was scared to sleep. I know, right? I definitely learned some stuff that first 6 months of my kid's life that I did not ever know was possible for me. That panic thing, you know what I'm talking about? Where you just panic, wake up in the middle of the night with your heart stopped and you're freaking out and an ice cold sweat because somebody made a sound. That never went away. I still do that to this day. I wake up listening for my kids. I don't know what that is. It's a daddy thing, like an instinct.
It's a parent thing.
Yeah, it just turned on the day they were born. I never had that before. And wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Just all kinds of stuff. And the sense, you can hear their footsteps. I can't hear anything. I'm deaf as a cucumber. But I can hear my children walking in the house. I know where they're at. It's like radar. You know, it's like a bat with sonar. I can hear where they are and what they're getting into. That just happened. So apparently it's true that parents have instincts that they didn't necessarily earn. Where's Aaron at tonight?
I'm not sure.
Aaron! I don't know if I changed the Stream Elements link or not.
No, it's to the it's to the Bible page.
Okay.
I already put it in the chat.
Yeah, don't follow the Stream Elements page, Amy. Follow the one that Amanda put in because that's to the old page. I haven't changed it yet. Mabel, where'd you and Hannah go? Y'all ain't been talking in a while. Debbie says, I was poor. I used cloth diapers and washed them by hand in a bathtub using a washboard and hung them to dry. That's how I was raised. And I took a bath in a wash tub outside. True story. And we had an outhouse, and we killed our food, and we carried water from the neighbor's house in jugs, which was about 2 miles away. And we'd go once a week and load up on water. Amy says, oh, Debbie, but you were a good mama. And Debbie says, well, Amy, I tried. That's what it takes to be a good mama. Nobody's born with the instructions of how. It's just that when you have kids, you learn how.
Oh yeah, they don't come.
Or you sink.
They don't come with an instruction manual.
Right.
And no two kid is the same.
That's a fact. Amy says, nowadays, rich people use cloth diaper services. Really?
Yes.
Ridiculous. They always mimic poor people, though. You notice that? Like, you can go buy a pair of tattered up jeans for like $300 to look wore out. I'm like, I got a whole drawer full of those. You can have them. Or maybe I should sell them. I noticed there was one store I went to, and they had like the ring from a Skull can in the back pocket. You buy the pants with that already wore into it. Why would you want to buy wore out pants? I don't understand. I'm buying pants so they'll last. These people are buying them because they're wore out. Rich people. Go look at Balenciaga's website if you ever want to chuckle at money. Go look at some of the stuff they sell. And the prices that they ask for it. Balenciaga. That's a fun little trump. You ever want to know what rich people do? Amber says, did that, Debbie, but washcloths. Yep, you do what you got to do. Amber says, I'm sending you a picture of Grey Poupon. Nice. Little blast from the past. Is the limo in it? Amy says, why don't grapes go on sale for Black Friday? They keep raising the prices. Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine. I'm out of coffee and I want mine. Honey, honey.
I was going to say, is that how you asked there, mister?
Yeah, that was pretty clever. LOL typo, I got you. I'm watching you. John says, that's life skills, Jake. I was 4 washing dishes. I know, right? I thought that was an odd statement, too, but apparently this generation is full of victimhood. I thought that's what children were for. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Amy says, what do you call the day after Black Friday? Broke Saturday. Amen. Amber says, LOL, beyond broke. Yep. Amy says, why did the Black Friday shopper cross the store? To get to the other size. Nice. Hang on a second. Sending my buddy Aaron a note. I just sent him one. I'm talking to her like she could hear me. She's in the kitchen. Amy said, I read that one. John says turkey curry. Turkey curry. I guess you could do that with turkey, yeah. There's not a lot of options after you have turkey. It just sits in the refrigerator till it turns green, I guess. Amy says turkey pan fried in butter. Yeah. And then you make a sandwich with it, right? Turkey salad, like chicken salad, but with turkey. Yeah. And then you make a sandwich with it. So turkey sandwiches. Patty says, oh, I was definitely doing chores at 5 and 6. I am a can-do type woman today, baby, not a victim. Right. Yeah, me too. Like, I was doing real chores at a very young age, like cutting the grass, washing the house, chopping wood. At 4 or 5 years old, I learned how to catch wood where my dad would throw the logs at me and hit me in the shins, and it hurt until I learned to catch them and put them on the stack, right? I don't understand why that's an issue. To me, that's like common sense 101. That's how you learn how to be an adult. You should be thanking me that you grew up, because you know what adults do? They have jobs. They tell the truth. They are responsible for their own actions, that sort of thing. So if you grew up too fast, bravo, Dad. That's my thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. I'm not going to keep talking about it. I'm going to get upset if I do. I don't want y'all to see that side of me. Amy says turkey and noodles. I guess if you're hungry. Amber says smiley faces with herpes and hearts. And Amy says turkey a la king. What is that? Turkey a la king? Is that turkey and noodles? Amber says, very happy Thanksgiving. Heart, 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 heart. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Amy says, now I sound like Forrest Gump, but turkey instead of shrimp. Shrimp Creole, turkey Creole, turkey a la mode, turkey and gravy. Debbie says, hang on, my chat jumped. I potty trained my son by putting Fruit Loops in the toilet, and he used them for target practice. Making it a game made it easy. Smart. I didn't think of that. I just set him on the toilet until he had to pee, and then he did it on his own the next time. Same with my daughter.
Yeah, mine followed me into the bathroom all the time, so.
I don't remember it being a big deal. I mean, they were potty trained, but I don't remember it being a fight. It was just,
well,
okay, it's time to learn how to use the potty. Okay.
The Fruit Loops and Cheerios is to make them hit the back of the toilet like they're supposed to and not splash out all over the place.
I got it. I understand. Amber says, we're missing several friends tonight. Yeah, they're probably with their families. That's all right. Kevin is spending time with his family. I think he is. He messaged me earlier today, though. Let me know he was going to be absent tonight. It was a very thoughtful gesture of him. And I'm here because I wanted to be available in case anybody didn't have somewhere to be, You got me. And I'll be here on Christmas the same way. And if anybody is particularly by themselves and would like to be with me tomorrow night, I will make myself available for you if you like that. I'll be here. Just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to spend time with my family. But I will be here with this family if you need me. Amber says, hopefully they are safe and know we're sending them love. They do. Because I'm telling them. I'm reaching out to everybody. And I'm going to leave some messages on the Facebook and on the YouTube post tonight. From everybody. And Amy says, it's Wednesday, so Aaron is probably hanging out with his daughter. Probably. Hey, Mike, welcome back. He says, hello, everyone. Sorry I am late. I hope I am not. You're right on time. We all got here early just to mess with you. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Happy Thanksgiving. Judy says, hey, Mike. Amanda.
Hi, Mike. We're just chilling tonight.
Mike says, oh, okay. Amber says, hey, Mike. Amy says, welcome back, Mike. Happy Thanksgiving. And John says, my mom was lifting me up high without a diaper when I was a baby, and I peed in her eye.
Yeah, I don't know a mother that has boys that has not been peed on.
I've been peed on. The way up top of the house is a dangerous game at a certain age. That's what we call it. Way up top of the house. Or shaking baby, shaking baby, shaking baby. My daughter loved that game.
Yes, mine did too.
Probably what's wrong with her. Mike says, I hope have a good, happy Thanksgiving, and remember to do it for the Lord and only the Lord. I think that's Christmas, but I'm with you. I understand. Amy says, LOL Nugget. Pee right in her eye, huh? She didn't need a Fruit Loop for that, did you, John? She got it right in there. Amber says, amen. Prayers and hearts and smiley faces with herpes.
I had one that was perfect at peeing out the top of his diaper. You could put it down and put the diaper over the top of it and make sure it was...
Pee straight up through it, yeah.
And he would pee right out the top of his diaper
Yep.
every time. I'm like, how do you do that?
My son did that a few times. Of course, he was hung like a mule. I was jealous.
That's what's his problem.
Pee right on up his belly. Good gracious, boy. Why can't I have some of that? Where'd you get that from? Anyway. Amy says, oh, my God, I remember the California raisins. Showing our age. Hit me again, Ike. This time put some stank on it. Hey, Mabel, where'd you go? Amy says, please remember to like the video and share with everyone you know, if possible. Yes, please. And also, get in the spirit. That'd be nice. Amber says, life skills, just saying. I know, right? I don't understand this generation. It is not what I thought it was going to be, I can promise you that. And it certainly ain't like it was when I was a kid, because that's what I based my modus operandi on. I assumed that if I raised him like I was raised, everything would be great. Did not work in my favor.
Mine either.
Whatever. Amber says, yes, Amy, I Facebook liked and shared and invited. Smiley face. And Mike says, me did. I hit like. Excellent. Me did. Amy says, thank y'all. And Amber says, not sure if anyone is here because of my sharing, hopefully. Well, Amber, if you're sharing, that's all that matters. That's what counts. And thank you for that. Brian Johnson says, dropped in to say happy Thanksgiving. Hey there, cuz, Cosmo. Everybody meet Cosmo. This is my cousin. Typically his name is Cosmo, but tonight it's Brian. How you doing, buddy?
I said Cosmo anyway when I seen his name pop up.
Are you ready to eat?
Well, you know he is.
Mm-hmm. Got to fill that blockhead with something.
He's about as ready to eat as you are.
Mm-hmm. Amy says, Turkey Manhattan. Brian, how you doing, buddy? Amanda says, happy Thanksgiving to you too, Cosmo.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Cosmo.
You say it.
I just did.
All right. Amy says, happy Thanksgiving, Brian. Cosmo says, smiley face. Amber says, happy Thanksgiving, Cosmo. And Debbie says, and all this time, I thought Kevin was asleep in the basement. Did I just give something away that I shouldn't have gave away? Sorry. Judy says, happy Thanksgiving, Cosmo. Amber says, probably is Debbie. Probably sleeping in the basement. He's probably hiding behind the tires. Or behind a tire iron. Mike says, I have been seizure-free for 29 years. That's great. Congratulations. Keep it up. And by that, I mean, don't let your brain fry. Any particular reason? What happened? Did you get on a good medication or something? Amy says, Nugget, if your mom had a lazy eye, would that be a split pea?
Wow.
And Mike says, I just come up my day. Be more specific, Mike. I don't know what you're referring to there, buddy. It end. It end?
Just go on through.
John says, Amy, smiley, smiley. Amber says, I used to use a sock from my daughter and cover Chris's stuffy stuff to stop him from peeing out the top of his diaper. Old folks' advice. It worked. It fit in a sock? Now I really am jealous. And Mike says, I am 49. Excellent. I am 50. Fixing to be 51.
Getting old, baby.
I am getting old. A little long in the tooth. Patty says, I am thankful y'all are here tonight. The world is strange now without any family. I never saw this coming down the pike. But I'm here, along with many others. Thankful, very thankful. Patty, you are not without family. We are your family. And I mean that. I'm not just saying that. We are your family. You can call us. You can count on us. You can even come visit us if you want to. I've got a guest room. We'll make it work. We love you, and that's the reason we're here, is for family. So you don't have to see it coming down the pipe anymore. We're here. We love you. And Amy says, stuffy stuff. Yeah, that is some stuffy stuff if it fits in a sock. That's a tallywhacker is what that is. Good gracious. Amber says, congratulations, Mike, for years of seizure-free 4 years seizure-free here. Amber had that same problem, Mike. Mike says, soon we'll be 50, February 16th. All right, right around the corner then. Cosmo says, hey. Patty says, hi, Cosmo. Cosmo says, why does it say my actual name? Your guess is as good as mine. YouTube does that every now and then. And it'll switch back at some point in the next week or so. I don't know what caused it. Just came in here one day and everybody was in their original name. Amber says, Amy, keeping it G-rated. Amy says, I can relate, Patty. Hugs. And that's why it's important to tell people we love them now before it's too late. Life can change in an instant. Yes, and I love you. And I say that every show. And then I repeat it every show when I leave in text. And I do that because I also feel that it's important to say what you mean while you can say what you mean. Because life is very short and it can change in an instant. And sometimes those changes are permanent. And you have to be prepared for everything. This is a family, and we do love you here. And it's nice to hear, and it's nice to say, and have someone to say it to. John says, hey, Brian, nice to meet you. Happy Thanksgiving. Thumbs up. Brian, have you met John? John is from England. And he is a good friend of ours. Amanda says,
Watch that, John.
it's a YouTube thing, Cosmo, the name.
Oh, yeah. It's a YouTube thing, Cosmo.
Amy says, Patty, your family here, and we love you. See, I told you. And Mike says, born with it. I grew out of it. I grew out of it now. Yeah, the seizures. Well, I'm glad you grew out of it. Now we can just work on your spelling. The Lord took it. Well, that's fantastic. I'm grateful for that. And you just keep going with what he gave you to work with. And never forget to thank him for that, because it could get rough. I knew people that have suffered from those things a lot. And Patty says, Miss Amy, in an instant, ma'am. Yes, it can. John says, I'm 54. And Patty says, thank you, Miss Amy. Doll, you're a sweetheart for sure. Yes, she is. Amy says, Patty, my husband died suddenly. I didn't get to say goodbye. At least when my dad died, I got to say goodbye. I got fortunate enough I was holding my mom's hand when she passed, but I don't think she was aware of it. But I was. Amber says, where is Patty? Patty is Wesley. Patty says, thank you, Miss Amanda and Jake. You're welcome. Amy says, no matter how much we try to prepare ourselves, when the time comes, it's still devastating. Yes.
You're welcome, Patty. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Night.
That's right. Amy says, Patty is Wesley. That's right. Amber says, oh. Cosmo says, hey, John. Nice to meet you. My name is Brian. I'm from Georgia and don't have much of a personality, but it's nice to meet you.
And a square head.
Amy says, Patty is using her son Wesley's phone. Right. Patty says, we know who you are now, Cosmo, and you can't leave now. Right on, Cosmo.
They're going to hold you hostage, Cosmo.
And Brian says, Cosmo, I know who you are. Amber says, okay, LOL. I was looking hard for missing people. We're here. Amy says, funny that Facebook recommended Brian Johnson as a friend. Now I know.
Yep.
Facebook is on that shit, man. I don't know how they figured that out, but they know who you know. And they know who people that you know who they know who might know you. It's really kind of weird. It's kind of creepy if you ask me. And Brian says, yep, now you know. Amber says, LOL. Sorry. Yep, I got that friend suggestion. Well, now you know who it is, so you can accept. He's pretty solid on Facebook. Fairly odd parent, says Amber. Right? Apparently. Amy says, my dad waited until everyone took a lunch break. My dad went out in the barn and locked the door and made the barn unusable for a little while. I guess he didn't think that we weren't just going to leave him out there. So I had to go take care of that. It's fun. Patty says, I am going to buy a new phone. My son just hasn't said anything yet, but it's coming. I've overused my welcome to his phone already. Yeah, we definitely need to get you in your own phone. And Amber says, I'm from Georgia, Gwinnett County. Nice. Nice to meet you, Amber. I'm from Georgia, too. Washington County. What's up? And Brian says, Glasscock County here, Amber. Amy says, I need a new phone, too, Patty. Don't we all? I got a nice new phone. And a wife that loves me.
Imagine that.
Amber says, where's that? North or South Georgia? Amy says, it's the algorithm. It's the algorithm. Smiley face. You like that joke, don't you? And Brian says, 30 miles south of Augusta. It's right up near the top. Right in the middle. Amber says, total fairy odd parent. Theme song goes through my mind when I hear Cosmo. Oh, I see. Amy says, I was talking to my friend about a new phone plan, and suddenly I get ads for phone plans. Big Brother algorithm is listening to us. Yes, they are. And that kind of creeps me out a little bit. I don't like it when the government listens to me, even if they call themselves Samsung. And Patty says, oh, Amber, I am across the Georgia line in Tennessee. Right on. And Amber says, Washington County, is that close to Paulding County? I owned a house in Dallas years ago. I don't know if it's close or not, but it's right in the middle, upper part of Georgia. It's not quite north, but it's above the center of Georgia,
Like
right in the
above
middle.
Atlanta.
Yeah, it's above Atlanta. It's between Atlanta and Augusta, somewhere in that area. And Mike says, I am from Michigan. Nice. As long as it's not Dearborn. And Brian says, no, it's not close to Paulding, Amber. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that's at. And Amanda says,
I'm from Florida.
there's Aaron. Aaron says, yo,
Hello, Aaron.
we've been worried about you, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving. Amy says, hi, Aaron. Kissy face heart. And Mike says, I'm going to watch the football game with Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Nice. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, Mike. I hope you enjoy the football game. And Judy says, hey, Aaron. Amber says, from where I'm from, Chattanooga is 3 hours away. I think that's where Patty is. Somewhere in that area. Aaron says, I've been summoned.
Yeah, wake up.
Wake up.
You're not allowed to be sleeping.
You got to be here with us. Amy says, finally, we can start the show. Now, we've been waiting for you, Aaron.
We've been sitting here in silence, waiting on you the whole time.
Twiddling our thumbs and shit.
Taking your sweet ass time getting here.
Mm-hmm. I say, he'll be here sooner or later. Where's Aaron? I don't know. He'll be here sooner or later. Brian says, nowhere near above Atlanta. LOL. I didn't say it was anywhere above Atlanta. I said it was in between Atlanta and Augusta.
I said above Atlanta.
Oh. No, it's nowhere near above Atlanta. Aaron says, I just woke up. All right. Me too, not too long ago. And I'm going to go right back to sleep, too, as soon as I hit the off button. I might go to sleep right here in this chair.
He did that the other night.
She thought I died.
I thought he'd done died on me because I called him. I was like, baby, come on. And I rubbed his arm and he didn't move. And I rubbed his chest and he didn't move. And I kind of scratched his chest a little bit with my nails and he still didn't move. So I grabbed his chin and he still didn't move. I'm like, well, damn. So I picked his head up and I'm like, Jake. He's like, what? I'm like, you scared the snot out of me.
I was just getting in a good sleep and you were interrupting me.
No, you were about to fall out the damn chair.
I might have pinched my nerve and was really about to die. You might have saved my life. I don't recall ever being that hard to wake up, but she says it.
You scared the snot out of me. I've never had that much fight to wake you up.
I've never been that hard to wake up. I might have actually had a problem. You might have saved my life.
No.
I didn't feel weird. When you woke me up, I was like, the hell are you doing?
He did. He looked at me all crazy.
I didn't hear you calling me, though, and I didn't feel you scratching on my chest, which is unusual.
Yeah, I mean, I was there every bit of 30, 45 seconds before you responded.
I might have really been going out, or I might have just been in a good sleep.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how long you had been asleep.
Well, it couldn't have been long because I was just there working on my podcast.
Yeah, but it had been a few minutes since it got quiet in there, and then I finally decided I was going to go to the bathroom and check on you, and you were gone. You were out.
I couldn't tell you. That might have been one of those moments that could have went either way.
Maybe.
You could be a widow today or not.
Maybe.
Who knows? Where are we at? I got it. John says, "Hi, Aaron. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. Turkey and thumbs up. Turkey, turkey." And Brian says, "Washington County is East Central Georgia." All right. Amanda says,
"Oh, my bad. LOL."
Amber says, "Hey, Blue Team member Aaron, happy Thanksgiving." Blue Team member, go.
Better than Blue Ball member.
Green Team member, assemble. Where's the Power Rangers? I'm the Red Ranger, so you know. And Mike says, "No, I am 33 minutes from Dearborn, but I know where it is. It's a bad place." Patty says, "Hi, Aaron. Happy Thanksgiving." Brian says, "Glasscock is a county right above Washington County." All right. I didn't realize it was that close, but yeah. I'm from a little place called Sandersville, Georgia, which I wasn't in Sandersville, but it's the closest town to where I was at. I'm from the swamp. I'm from Buffalo Swamp. I got kaolin in my blood and red clay in my DNA. Believe that. And Mike says, "I live in a small town called Chesterfield, TWP." Was that township? TWP? Totally Wallered Punani? What does TWP stand for?
Don't know.
Aaron says, "No, Jake is the show." Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Jake is the talking, dancing chicken. You are the show. Believe that. I'm just a dancing chicken, like that movie.
A dancing chicken?
Mm.
A dancing chicken?
Where the sidewalk ends and the road begins. Amy says, "Stay away from Dearborn, Michigan if you're a Christian. I hear it's bad. You might be separated from your mind if you go there." And Mike says, "Northeast from Detroit, Detroit City, the place where automobiles used to be made. I wish they would be made again there. They made some good ones." Aaron says, "And Amanda's laugh is funny." Meh, 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 meh. Patty says, "Right, Amy?" And Aaron says, "Dang, Jake was out." I was. It might have been bad. I'm glad she woke me up. Because I don't think I would have wanted to know what would have been on the other side of that night.
I was waiting on him to come to bed, and it's just getting later and later, and it got quieter and quieter. I'm like, well, I'm going to check on him, I guess.
Was I even breathing?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive I checked that when you didn't respond the first time.
Amy says, "Or get in there and spread the gospel." But that could be dangerous. Yeah, that could be dangerous. I think that's the place when the Bible says that they were given over to a reprobate mind. That's the kind of place that it's talking about. I don't think you're supposed to cast your pearls before swine. Amy says, Patty says, right, Miss Amy? And Aaron says, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, brother. This is our first year together. Amanda says,
He was, Aaron.
out.
Yep.
Amy says, there was a war on Christians. That's not new, but it's getting bad. The Bible predicted it. Yes, there is a war on Christians, and it is getting bad. And it's going to get worse when they implement Sharia law. And I can tell you something. New York City just elected a guy mayor that could make that happen and is inclined to do so. And so if he manages to switch them around to being like that, they start doing prayer call and changing things up, you just watch and see how that's gonna end up being for New York City. It's not gonna be good. If you're a Christian, you need to get out of that place right now, because you might not have a chance later. Aaron says, I feel better now that I'm here. I've been working like a mile and I miss my mom. I hear you, buddy. I've been working like a mule and I miss my mom. Got it. Well, I understand how that feels. I miss mine too. And I can tell you from experience that throwing yourself into your work so that you will not think, that does work, but it'll leave you awful tired and empty. You need to make room for some joy somewhere, even if you got to force it. Even if you just watch a comedy show and make yourself laugh for an hour. You got to put some joy in there somewhere to fill that cup back up, because if your cup runneth over until it runneth out, you're in trouble. Just some friendly advice. Patty says Popo doesn't get involved either, Miss Amy Elizabeth.
Popo.
Oh, Popo. Oh, at Dearborn? No, they let you get away with whatever you're doing there. Amy says hugs, Aaron. Aaron says, where's Linda? She had to take a break from.
She's making more dinner and going to bed.
Yeah, that sounds good. Amy says Linda left early to prepare more food. And Amy says, that's right. She went to bed. I see, says Aaron. Yes. John says, I'm going to say good night, everyone. Have a blessed and fun Thanksgiving. I love you all, family. I'm off to work soon. Much love. Hearts everywhere. John, God bless you, my friend. I know you don't celebrate it over there, but happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a great day and a nice day at work. Make lots of money. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Aaron says, I read the interesting stuff I missed. You got it. I was trying to figure out a way to politely put that, so you figured it out. Patty says, my father's people are all from ℂ𝕙𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝, Georgia. Home of Marla Maples. Nice. There's a place right down there where I live at, a little town, like you're on your way to Augusta. You go the back roads to Augusta. I forget the name of the town, but it's a little town, and that's where Laurel and Hardy are from. And they got their mural on the wall and everything. It's kind of interesting. I can't remember the name of the little town. For some reason, I'm thinking like Fountain or one of those little generic names like that. It's right next to Rennes, Georgia. It'll come to me eventually, but Brian knows what it is. He can probably tell you. Patty says, good night, John, from across the pond, 007 living in heaven. See ya. And Judy says, good night, Nugget. Happy Thanksgiving. Amanda says,
Night, Nugget.
Amy says, good advice, Jake. Grief can be paralyzing if you let it. Yes. It can be paralyzing and emotionally crippling, but you got to force some joy in there. That's why the other night when you mentioned going on a date, which, by the way, how did that go? I said you should go. Even if it's just dinner, you should go just for the human connection. And I hope you enjoyed it. Aaron says, I do my videos and come here. The 4:30 thing is because the place is in season. Ah, I got you. Well, coming here is a good, strong place. It's a good, strong handle on grief and on loss. This will get you through it. But we need you, so, you know. Amy says, get some rest, Aaron. I love you, and you need to take care of yourself. I agree. And Mike says, how I find Jesus. I have sinned with sex, sin before married. I understand I am not my mistakes, but I want to share this with you. Sorry for the caps. Yeah, stop with the caps. I can read. If you want to find Jesus, you got to call Jesus. And, you know, Bible study night's the time to do that. Tonight's the time to just get to know everybody and hang out and have fun and not be so stressed out about every little thing. You'll be fine. You haven't done anything that God can't forgive. There's only one sin that is unpardonable, and you have not committed it, so you're good. Just rest easy, ask God for forgiveness, and move forward and sin no more. It's that simple. Aaron says, no rest. I'm up now and ready to party. Right on. And Mike says, I am glad God died for me and Jesus took my sins. He did, but you have a job to do too. All of them. But you have a job to do also, and that is to not keep sinning. So you got to work towards that part. And Amy says, the Bible says that when a man lays with a woman, they are married in his eyes. Marriage on paper is a government thing. Correct. And also, if you love the woman that you're laying with, that's okay in God's eyes. It's a commitment thing. The wrong is the one-night stand or the sex with partners that you don't know and things like that. And also sex with partners you shouldn't be having sex with, like the same sex and things like that, animals and such. If you're just a normal everyday guy and you love the woman you're with and you are commitment-minded, you are fine. Patty says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. Aaron says, I like this background. Thank you. I do too. It's time for something different. It's Thanksgiving. Amy says, Aaron, I sent you a video of a tweaking turkey.
Twerking turkey.
Oh, well, that makes more sense. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get out of here. They're hunting me, man. Gobble, gobble, gobble. What was that? Is that the CIA? Are that monkeys? What's going on?
Watch out for the shadow people.
Tweaking turkey. Yes. Fuck off. All right, boys and girls, it is 10:41, and I got to turn into a pumpkin now because it's Thanksgiving, and that's what you do.
Yeah, I got to make apple dumplings.
Yeah, I got to glue my teeth in and go to sleep before I choke on my teeth and wake up.
Yeah.
What? The hell's he talking about? Amy says, Aaron, the intro music was different tonight. It was from Jake's album. Nope. It was not from my album, but it was from my past. I'll play it for you again real quick. Here you go. This is just for you, Aaron. Something unpredictable. You didn't predict that, did you? All right, there you go. Aaron says that turkey gobbles a lot of gizzards. Right on. Gobble, gobble, gobble. And Patty says, I traveled 20 east through Sumter, South Carolina, on to Jacksonville, North Carolina Marine Base. I hear you. That ain't too far from my house. About 80 miles, 100 miles. Amy says, smiley face. And Aaron says, I'll have to go see it. I played it for you. Aaron says, TF, I got an ad. Well, dang. I just played it for you. Maybe you can skip the ad and go watch it. I'm not making any money tonight anyway, so whatever. Aaron says, I missed it again. Well, good gracious. I'll play it for you again. Here. Something unpredictable. Hey. All right. Amanda says,
Nighters all. See you Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for Chill Stream. Much love, y'all, and have a great Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, that sounds good. Judy says, bye, y'all. Bye, everybody. I love you with all of my heart. Listen, reach out if you don't have anything to do tomorrow night.
Yes.
Reach out, and I'll jump on here and we'll do a live stream. I'm going to be around the house. I'm not planning to do a live stream, but if you're out and you don't have anybody to be around, reach out, and I'll jump on here and we'll have a powwow together. Anyway, tonight I'm going to go to bed, so I love you. Aaron says, whoa, Jake was singing? That's old.
Yeah, that was Jake.
But that's me. And Patty says, good night, all you good people. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Cheers, Miss Amy Elizabeth. I love you, sweet girl. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you. Come again. And Amy says, Aaron, Psalms 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Amen. And Debbie says, good night, all. Debbie, I love you, sweet lady. Thank you for being here. Be gentle with your pickle.
I want to go play with me a pickle in a pouch.
Pickle in a pouch, pickle in a pouch. Get yourself a pickle in a pouch.
Woohoo.
Pickle in a pouch.
Good night, everybody.
Amy says, Patty hugs. And Patty says, thank you, Miss Amanda and Jake, and God bless you all, Patty. God bless you both, Patty. We love you. Thank you. God bless you all. Have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Reach out if you need somebody to talk to, and I'll be here. Until then, thanks for watching.